Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another motivational morning. It's great to see you all this morning. We're doing this morning a picture frame work. So I've been busy getting lots of inspirational quotes that you could put in your picture frames. This one I did last week, and it says hope is strong. So this one was one that inspires me, especially at the moment. We need to have hope that we'll get through this time. If we feel deflated, if we get deflated at the moment, and just we won't bother getting out of bed. I have one of those days today. I don't know if it's hit you all yet, where it's a bit of a tough day and we're thinking, okay, what's the future with this? What's going on? But I want us to stay strong. I think if we all remain hopeful and all help one another and encourage one another each day to get up, to embrace what the day's got for us. This is why I put this in a frame, so that I can remember that. I'm going to put this one in my bedroom so that every day when I wake up it's one that I see. But I don't know, you might have your own inspirational quotes to encourage you through the day. So I want you to have a think, get a pen and some paper and write down some of your favourite quotes, things that every time you hear it you go, yes, that's going to keep encouraging me to keep going, keep on. So I've got a few that I've put together for us. So I'm a sucker for collecting them as well. I don't know, I'm one of those people that has quotes up in every room to encourage me in the daytime. Let me know, type to me, tell me what your quotes are. This is one I saved off a chocolate bar wrapper, and it says love is love. And I've been saving that one because I wanted to put that into a frame. My husband got me this nice chocolate. I'm now on a diet due to this, but he got me this chocolate at Christmas. Love is love. That was part of my Christmas present. It's not very Christmassy, actually. I think he might have picked it up in a bit of a rush from Design 44 in the Into Centre. So, yeah, love is love. That's another one. I always send them as cards. So I've made this card for someone, and it says, I think it must have been for my husband, actually, because you wouldn't really send this to just anyone. But it says, I am no longer my own, but yours. So I never sent it. That's terrible, isn't it? I made that for when we were getting married. Oh, I hope, yeah, I did send him another card, so it's fine. But maybe this one went in the reject pile. But I think I might use this one I use different type. I looked up different ways of showing type. So as you can see, it says I am. I think it's backwards for you guys reading. Sorry. Just realised it does a mirror image. But it's I am, and then I did it in one of those little banners. No longer. And then my own, a different type again, but yours again in a different type. Have a little look online. There's loads of different fonts and types that are really cool that you could do. Or you can just use your own handwriting. Although Ed's handwriting is a bit scrappy, so he'd probably type what he was going to put into a picture frame because it would be illegible. So if you're not very good at writing, maybe you could use a nice type font and print out what you're going to put in. I love writing, so I will do that. So I've got some inspirational quotes, maybe to give you a bit of inspiration this morning that you could put into your picture frames. So some of them are a bit deep. We went a bit deep in the last half an hour when I was writing these down. Some of them are a bit more tongue-in-cheek. I like this one that I found. It says, I could agree with you, but then we'd both be wrong. That one made me chuckle. So I could agree with you, but then we'd both be wrong. So maybe married couples, that might be something that you say to each other. So I thought that was a good one. I like this one that I found. It said, have enough courage to start and enough heart to finish. Have enough courage to start and enough heart to finish. and that one was a good, I like that quote. I did that on black on green. Let's have a look. I did a torn edged one. So you need to think about the size of the picture frame that you're going to use. So this is dinky, this picture frame. Let me measure it. I got this picture frame from Wilko's. I think, oh, there's light raining down on me. Let me just move that around. There we go. So you can see this one's dinky. I love these deep picture frames. If you can see, there's a bit of a recess like between the glass and the background. It means you can put like 3D items on as well. So if you like to, so Rima made this when she was doing some work at Artcore, and I thought one of those could go in. That's a crocheted flower, but I was thinking, oh, that might look nice in a picture frame. And it means that the glass isn't set completely against the paper. So it means you can collage, you could put buttons in or whatever. And this picture frame that I used was 13 centimetres by 13. And I think it was only like £3 from Wilko's. But you might have picture frames around the house. I'm a sucker for getting picture frames from charity shops. I'm a bit of a hoarder. For those who know me, they call me a womble because I'm always picking up bits and bobs thinking, oh, that will be useful. And now it is coming in useful. So, haha, I was right. So, so this one in the pink says, love for all, hatred for none. So that's kind of the mantra I live by as well. You know, to love one another, to want the best for people, makes us stronger as a people as well as individuals. So we've got that. Let's have a look. Oh, I like this one. I've just done that in my own script, but with a brush pen, and it says, let the beauty of what you love be what you do. Let the hi Catherine Bug. Oh, you use those frames in your ceramics too. They're good, aren't they? Yeah, if you're doing ceramics and want to frame it, it gives a bit of space like we showed. There's that gap so that the glass isn't against what you're showing. But this is one of my favourite quotes, because if we all do jobs that really inspire us, I love my job at Artcore. So to be able to work in a job that you really enjoy is a beautiful thing, and to be able to love what you do. So that I really like that quote. I think I'm going to work with that one today. But let's have a quick look. What time are we on? We're all right. Oh, I like this one. Especially at the moment with coronavirus and bamboozling everyone. It says, problems are not stop signs, they are guidelines. Problems are not stop signs, they are guidelines. I thought, oh gosh, that's a different way of thinking. Because I think we could be knocked for 7 at the moment thinking, okay, everything that we've done has stopped. So, but actually, maybe it's given us a framework of thinking, okay, but we're creative people. What else could we do? How could we innovate? An example of this is we've just realised we can have eggs delivered to the house. And I love making omelettes and cake, although I'm trying to be on a diet. So omelettes, healthy. And I know Project D, who are the donut guys at the Into, are now selling eggs. Maybe it's the eggs that they had for all their donut mix. I'm not sure, but they're now innovating and they're selling eggs. Oh, a lovely quote has just come up. Throw kindness around like confetti. Oh, I love that one. Oh, throw kindness around like confetti. Yeah, do type in your quotes. Thank you for that one. That's lovely. Let's have a look. What else have we got? Oh, I like that. This one. Change the world by being yourself. Change the world by being yourself. That's really important. I think if we are our authentic selves, if we don't put on a pretense, if we are truly who we are and we're comfortable in our own skin, I think that is the best thing. So yes, I like that. Let's have a look. Oh, I like this one. I don't know if I don't know, sometimes I dwell in things in the past and they can stop you moving forward. But I like this one that says, and I used some really cool, the paper is like a picture of ripped paper behind. And it says, every moment is a fresh beginning. I really like that. Every moment is a fresh beginning. So it just helps us to shake off things that have been holding us back, maybe our anxieties about what's happening at the moment, and think actually we've got the opportunity now to get stuck in and do something new, to be creative. And my last quote is, what consumes your mind controls your life. This is a bit of a proverb, and I think in every religion this is something that comes up. I know when I go to church, I think there's a proverb that sounds very similar, but what consumes your mind controls your life. And that's just a reminder that actually, what do we spend most of our time thinking about? What's on our mind? And actually, what impact does that have? Do we have our mind on things of beauty and things that will move us forward, creativity, or are we stuck worrying and anxious? And actually, that takes control of us. And I have got one more. Oh, I like this one. This is a Steve Martin quote, and it says, "Be so good that they can't ignore you." It's a bit tongue-in-cheek, that one. Be so good that they can't ignore you. So, although we want to be content in our own skins, but this is a bit tongue-in-cheek. This is just in whatever we do, we want to do it well. And then, and everyone likes to be noticed for what they're doing as well. So we're not entirely altruistic beings, are we? So they're my quotes. Maybe I will go, I think every moment is a fresh beginning is the one that I'll work with now. But I want you to get your cutting mats out. I'm just going to move that back a bit so you can see the mat I'm working on. Last week I showed you about how to cut different shapes out, and I've got Catherine Borg, I've got the bowl I made in your session here. I've got all my bits, so I'm just going to chuck them out on the side. So I pre-cut stuff, and I just want to show you quickly how I did that. How much time have we got? Let's have a look. Okay, we've got 7 minutes. So I'm gonna what I'm gonna do is, I did this work in the Hunter Vasa session yesterday. In our 100th Vasa session, we did some work, but I'm going to cut into this. I'm going to use this as my background, but I also want to, I think I'm going to layer this over. I don't have a picture frame this size, so I'm going to do this more for a postcard. But if you're doing it for your picture, I'm going to layer mine up, but let me just take this out. Ooh. You want to take the piece of card that it's on. I think I've stuck it directly on. I cheated. So I just did this on a bit of paper, actually. Look, it's an old magazine. I quite like the back, actually, as well. But I just measured. Usually when you can either use the back to measure, or sometimes the back's a little bit bigger. So usually you get a slip of paper in when you buy a picture frame, so you can use that to measure or cut round. I might cut round this, actually. So let's have a look. So I'm gonna put it on. I want my words and my sayings to be smaller than the picture, because I want to mount them. I've probably made that one a bit big, so I'm going to cut that down. I've got my really cool scissors again, everyone, my little birds. I love these scissors. My friend Tara got them me years ago, and they're so cute. So we're going to cut the sayings card down. So make sure, I just did this a bit freeform this morning, but maybe you want to measure the space that you've got and pre-prepare your card a bit. So I'm going to cut around. Let's cut So there we go. I'm just cutting it right down so that we've got some space to mount it. So let's have a look. I'd love to see what you've done. I'd love to see what your sayings are. So I've cut that down. I'm sorry again that it's the wrong way round. So I'm going to mount that, I think, on here. And hopefully to get into here. So I'm going to cut a square out on here. So maybe put your picture frame back on and just get a pen. I'm just going to draw around that. And I don't know how well you are at drawing cutting straight lines. I've got my cutting mat with me. My cutting mat's pretty cool. You just need a metal ruler. Somebody's left me this Mickey Mouse one. So I think my old housemate Yoga left me this. So I'm going to use that to cut to make sure my lines are nice and crisp. So I'm going to cut with that. I'll cut the square out. Let's have a look. Let's see. I think I'm going to glue the back onto the actual backing of the picture frame, I think. Just to, so there's the back that I'm going to use today, backdrop, but you could use anything. I found loads of scraps. Somebody must have given me these. I am the queen of opening the front door and finding little bundles over the years of stuff. So people, if they've got scrap paper, often just leave the stuff for me. So I've got loads of coloured cards. So you could do it on a nice bit of that on the back. That would look quite cool. Whatever you want, you can use a bit of magazine, whatever is near to hand. So maybe somebody's given me this lovely, I think this is Mary Mallon from my old church in Sheffield. She gave me loads of lovely cards to give to an art centre, and I've had them here bundled up for Artcore, but I thought I'd use one this morning just to show you. So you could do it and back it on this lovely, this is lovely paper. It's got like gold and silver bits in it. So whatever's lying around, you're not restricted. Even if it's just a bit of backing out of like a box or something, even that would be okay. Because if you're going to put something cheerful on it, it doesn't matter. You're going to cover that up. So we've got this. So I'm going to put, every moment is a fresh beginning. So, I've decided that is way too big. I don't want that. So I'm going to just rewrite out my quote. And I think I might give it a bit of a frilly edge, a bit of a rough edge. So I'm going to rip the edge for this. I don't want it to look too perfect. So I think we'll write the quote on there. Think about how porous your background is. This is quite porous, so I might use a different pen to write on with this. So every moment, let's have a look. Every moment is a fresh beginning. There we go. So I think now I'm happy with the size of that. So I'm going to just rip it down so that it's... another way to rip is to use a ruler and rip along the ruler so you still get that nice ripped edge, but it's the right size. So there we go. So I'm going to pop that on. Depends if you want it in the middle or not. So I might put it to one side and then just embellish it. So how are we doing for time? Right, we've got 1 more minute. So I'm going to just glue that on. Every morning is a fresh beginning. There we go. And I think I'm going to put on some, I think I'm going to add some little embellishments. So I've got these lovely things that I cut out the other day when I was watching a rerun of the OC. I don't know what TV programmes you've all been watching. I watched a rerun of the OC. about when I was a teenager. It was good fun. Seth Cohen on the OC. I think my husband's a bit younger than me and he'd never watched that, but there's other things. He's been watching reruns of New Girl. I don't know if you remember New Girl. So let's have a look, and then I think we're gonna, I think I'm happy with that. The colours go really well with the piece. So let's pop it into the picture frame and see what that looks like. Make sure you've got that part the right way up with your saying. Let's have a look. The moment of truth. Do post on your pictures of what you've made. I'd love to see them. Somebody sent me their 100th Vassar. Becky Wall and her son Isaac did the 100th Vassar piece yesterday, and that was great. We posted that on, so do send. But there we go. There's our little piece of inspired art for today. So thank you for watching. We've got Crafternoon at 1 p.m. And then our special Crafternoon is with Magdalena Aaron, and she's doing the insect book. She's doing a bugs book. She's doing ladybirds today. It's a family friendly craft today. It's 45 minutes, and she's one of our regular participants. And she's fantastic for those who know her already. So Mags is doing today. And then our artist takeover tonight is Iona Davies, who usually does Crafternoon. But for those who know her, might not know that she is an artist in her own right as well. She's a photographer. So she's going to be doing our artist takeover on Artcore Gallery at 4. So have a good day. Go and get a cup of tea ready for your 1 o'clock, and get crafty, and I want to see what you've all done. So see you soon.